So this is the third round, and my opponent wins the die roll this time. And so he actually ends up mulliganing a lot. I mulligan to this hand, but he mulligans to 3. And so I don't have the greatest hand, but he leads with a tree speaker, which makes me think that he might be able to do something with it. Fortunately, I ripped the land for over battlement. And so all I need now is really a mountain, and I can get my mana production up. But I just draw the second battlement, which is also fine at this point. Because, now I have a ton of mana, but he gets out that third turn Invoker, and I'm in trouble. I consider putting Snake Umbra on it, on one of my battlements, so I can block. But I think it would be better on Ogre Sentry if I drew the mountain, so I can keep my defender level up and also block and kill his Invoker. He telegraphs that he has Palaka Worm, but he knows that I have the one because of replays, and he also confided it, but he drops his own, and so, that was a pretty epic mulligan to 3 for my opponents. Super epic game for him, and, I'm in a lot of trouble here, because, unless I, get out my Path Razor, which is basically my only hope, I'm screwed. And so I finally draw the mountain, which gets me Vent Sentinel. I should have played Ogre Sentry, but I was considering that I would need the mana boost of being able to play my defender. But honestly, it didn't really matter what I did, because either way, I'm not killing Invoker, and Palaka Worm will get me. So I lose that game. I mull to 6, but he mulls to 3, so it's pretty ridiculous, but it was also awesome at the same time. And my opponent was gracious enough about his luck. He didn't rub it into my face, so he was pretty cool the whole time. So I enjoyed playing with this guy. Yeah, so that was the first game. So I actually choose to draw. Although he has acceleration, I think the extra card still comes in handy. I sideboarded out my hand of Emrakul because I put in Firebore to have something that can block his medium-level dudes, like his 4/3s. This hand is terrific, but if I'd played first, then this game would have gone much better, actually, because then I could Stagger Shock his Beast Breaker, and yeah. So I play out Battlement so I can, get out Vent Sentinel and increase my mana capability, but I draw the dagger back, so I throw it out so I can block the Beast Breaker. He says we think the same, and I think that's true. Our decks are very similar, but he doesn't want to trade his Beast Breaker for my dagger back, and he probably brought his dagger back in for the fat cards that I would have. Right now I have mana on him. I take the dagger back because I don't want to trade it for any of the cards that I have, and also I have a Stagger Shock in my hand. So I go ahead and play Magma, and I've dumped my hand out on the board. He attacks with Beast Breaker, which lets me know that I shouldn't block with Daggerback. So I do this, which is, I don't know if that was the best block. I probably should have just put Beast Breaker and Ogre Sentry out. Yeah, but triple blocking like that, he can't really blow me out with a pump or removal spell. This is pretty rough. I realize I can't level my Beast Breaker up again, so I leave Overgrown. Fortunately, I have Magma, so that was a mistake if you saw that. Stop. When I sacrificed the Daggerback, I should have hit Crusher with it, because he has to attack, and it makes my blocks better because I can just block it with these. But for some reason, I just was blind to that, because generally you don't want to deal non-lethal damage to a creature unless you're sure you can kill it. But in this case, I'm sure I can, block it with Crusher because he has to attack. So that was a mistake, and it almost ended up costing me the game, but not in a way that you would expect. So I double block and I stagger shock it. And then he drops Swamp and Enforcer, which is a huge problem because he can make it 5/5 unblockable next turn. So if I had played correctly, then I would still have Stagger Shock, so I could kill the Enforcer when he goes to level it, and then kill the Daggerback on the rebound, and it would have been amazing. But now I have to hope to draw something because his Enforcer will take me out in 2 hits. So that was a good play by him, but it was since it was like all he had in his hand, it's pretty easy to come up with. That Enforcer came out of left field for sure. Amazingly, I top deck Heat Ray, and so I'm able to get at him with Beast Breaker, and I'm able to make it a 6/6 and put him at dead next turn. And he doesn't have anything, so he concedes. So I misplay, and I am saved by the top of my deck, so that's certainly not something to be proud of, but I was happy with not blocking his Beast Breaker with Daggerback, which is what I pretty much had assigned. I played it with the intention of trading it with Beast Breaker if he attacked. So that was the second game. And now for the most epic game.